Well, if you are planning a trip for the holidays or maybe early next year, it may be a good idea to take your time when you get there. It's slow travel. Travel journalist and host of PBS's Curious Traveler, Christine Van Blokland, is in Italy explaining how this travel trend can help your trip be even better.
Hi everyone, and ciao from Italy. So of course in Italy we have Rome, we have Venice, we have Florence, which are all busy cities. And of course Italy is home to my favorite thing on the planet, the espresso. Mwah! That gets you going real fast. But Italy is also the perfect place to talk about the slow travel and slow tourism trend. Because did you know that slow travel and the slow food movement all started right here in Italy? So I have a couple of tips for you today to help you make your travels a little slower, which will make your travels a whole lot better. So tip number one is do less, enjoy more. And here's how it works. I know it is very tempting to say, hey, I'm only going to be in Europe once. I have to do 2 days in Paris, 2 days in Switzerland, 2 days in Italy. Instead, I know this sounds crazy, pick one city or even one village or maybe two and spend your entire week in that place. And I promise you will enjoy it more. And then once you're there, don't overschedule yourself. Maybe kind of have your itinerary very loose one where you have one activity in the morning, whether it's one museum, one historic site, one beautiful gardens, or maybe one walking tour, and then leave your afternoons open. That way you can wander around, and especially if you had a walking tour in the morning, you have a nice overview of your new city or village, and then you can go back and see the things that you really enjoyed and go at a slower pace. Also, this should be my number one rule, leave room for discovery. Whether in Florence or Siena or Milan or anywhere in Italy, I did a lot of touring in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I literally just wandered around and I discovered the most wonderful things. In Siena, they have this treasure tradition called the Palio, which is basically a horse race. And actually throughout the year, they have different celebrations. So just as I was wandering around on a Sunday, I saw this entire street closed off because they had all these long tables. Everybody was wearing a light blue scarf because they were celebrating their neighborhood, their district, their horse for that upcoming race. So you never know what you might discover if you just relax and kind of wander around. Tip number two, and I know we hear this all the time, but I don't think we do it enough, immerse yourself in the local culture. So what does that mean? Learn a little bit of the language before you go. Doesn't matter really that much. No one's going to expect you to be fluent, but at least try. So that shows that you have a respect for the place that you're visiting. Also, try as best as you can, maybe not to just stay in the chain hotel, but go to a B&B, maybe an agriturismo, and they can advise you on all the real places to go to and not the tourist traps. And depending on where you are, in Florence, you can take an art class, maybe a pasta making class, one of my favorite things to do, and you don't even have to be religious. I like going to the church service. So here in Italy, of course, the services were all in Italian, but I absolutely loved it. You can listen to the music, you can kind of listen along to the cadence, you might recognize some of the prayers, and I actually even had my phone and did Google Translate along with the program, and I had a wonderful time, and I felt like I was really a part of the community, at least for that hour or so. Tip number three, when you're being a slow traveler and participating in slow tourism, you're being kinder to the environment. So as best you can, I know you have to take a plane to get over here, but once you're here, instead of doing those little short flights, maybe take a train. And then once you're within the city, don't take a taxi everywhere, don't drive everywhere, walk, because when you walk, you will find your discoveries. And if you're an outdoorsy type, you can bike, and there are wonderful bike tours you can do. And you can also include the beautiful national parks in your itinerary. So this tip I call silly but true, and it's a little bit more about immersing yourself in the local culture. So it might not be a cultural experience to go to the grocery store, to go to the laundromat, to go to the post office, but I tell you what, these have been some of my best memories because you're just doing something normal. And I love going into the grocery stores. I don't speak all the different languages of all the different countries I go to, and you kind of see the different products that they have. And it's fun to kind of guess, like, wait a minute, is this cooked tofu or what is this thing? And you'll see crazy things. I remember in Austria one time I saw that they had sauerkraut juice, instead of orange juice, sauerkraut juice. Why not? Also, going to a local market is absolutely fantastic. You're going to see all kinds of different cheeses. So next to espresso, cheese is my favorite thing on the planet. So try to find those as much as you can. I came across a wonderful little antique market, and they were doing a fundraiser for the local church, and I got the best souvenirs that you really are not going to find in the souvenir shops. My last tip, and this is going to be a tough one, let's all please, as a united community, chill out with the photos. Wherever you go, people are crazy going, photo, 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 photo. And I know it's tempting because we can take as many as we want. And oh wait, my hair didn't look good in that selfie and all that stuff. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you're in a museum and you're finally seeing the Mona Lisa or the birth of Venus, or you're on a Tuscan hilltop and you see this gorgeous village below, here's my tip and my challenge for you. Try to just not touch the phone for 5 minutes. If you can make it to 10 minutes, even better. Take it all in, absorb it, visualize it, look at it, and then try to just take the one perfect photo. Because A, you're gonna save yourself the hassle when you get back home and then you have to go through all the photos, but also you're really enjoying the moment, you're really taking it all in, and that's what slow travel is all about. So I hope these tips help you to slow down, wander, and take it all in and enjoy, because a slow traveler is a happy traveler.